Yo, what are you doing, man? What's up? What's up, y'all? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. Here with a Polo motivation for y'all. And it pertains to what is taking place right now in the society. We've had a lot of stuff that's been taking place, man. Uh, and me, I'm going to just dive right into it because I think our fellas need to hear it. Now, this is pinpointed for all men. Okay, don't get me wrong, all men. Uh, if you between the ages of 18 all the way up to 90, because age ain't a factor with me. I don't do all of that stuff. You know, but to my fellas that's between the ages of 18 and I would say up to 35, man. Uh, it's very important, man, that you know that you are a natural born leader by by genetics. You by genetics, every man, like mankind, since the beginning, you are bred to be a hunter. You are bred to be a hustler. You know, like that's it. That's in your genetic. Now, if you grow up in an environment where everything is set in stone and they haven't instilled in you to carry on that tradition, then you got to think about how it's going to be when you progress as or when you maturate as an individual. What's up, True Viking? I see you in the building, Queen. Now, it's your job, it's your duty, it's your obligation, it's your responsibility to protect. Okay, I want to make that really clear, very abundantly clear, because a lot of people don't know that they rely on somebody else's instincts, especially the men of our society. They rely on a person to get stuff done. They rely on somebody else's talents. You know, they rely on. We're not supposed to be reliant on anything. Matter of fact, people are supposed to rely on you. They're supposed to rely on you for knowledge. They're supposed to rely on you for protection. They're supposed to rely on you for progress and prosperity. You understand what I mean? Now we know what took place with the Buffalo shooting and everything. Lives were taken, people were injured, people have been traumatized. Uh, the country is uh, further more into a panic state and pandemonium, if you will. But like I told everybody yesterday in reference to that, if you pulled up to the stream or the live yesterday, you can go and go look, listen to it. You have to make sure doing everything that you can to arm yourself, both from a mental standpoint and a physical standpoint. Like I'll give you a prime example, okay? Now there's an individual that I'm not going to name their name, uh, and this individual is addicted, has an addiction, okay? And I'm not going to say what. However, this person is not mentally strong. Okay, it's not nobody on YouTube or anything like that, but it's a person that I know. Okay, that's near and dear to me. They have an addiction, but their addiction throws their focus off. It throws their focus off to a point where they can't think under pressure. It throws their focus off for them not to align their values. It throws their focus off for them not to progress. It throws their focus off for them to rely on other people. It throws their focus off to it throws their to be just have all around beta instincts because believe it or not, we're all alphas. We're bred to be alphas, right? But unfortunately, you get around a certain environment and you might be nurtured a certain way. Okay. What's up with it, Stephen Green? I see you in the building. Said my father told me that being a man, responsibility, it's a lot of meaning. The word man comes along with a title. Yeah, but not everybody upholds that, Stephen, and more importantly, not everybody upholds respect. Okay, respect is a big factor. Um, some people are going to indirectly disrespect you, and some people are going to do it blatantly. But as a man, it's your primary responsibility to nip everything in the bud. Some guys have their own style, the way that they do things. Others, you know, they have their own way of doing things. Your leadership style, you can't tell. Listen, nobody can tell you how to lead, especially if you have a household. Now, if you don't have any kids and it's just you and your wife and you don't have the the offspring responsibilities, so to speak, don't think that you're in the clear because you still have a responsibility, especially if you're in a relationship, especially if you have a family. You are still supposed to protect the people that you love, especially when it comes to the princesses and the queens. That's just right off the top. Now we take our way of protection right now in this society is to run and hide and uh, duck the smoke, so to speak, and do that sort of thing. It's going to be some things that you're not going to be able to run from. It's going to be some things that you're not going to be able to hide from. It's going to be some things that you pretty much are going to have to face. You know, there's a whole nother world out here. And we know what's going on. We know what's going on. I mean, people stabbing each other in the back, not just online. Okay, take yourself off online because a lot of people, this is all they know. Okay, this is not all I know. This is not all I know. If they took this away from me, if they took this, you have to ask yourself, and this goes with progress and prosperity and being able to prosper, right? Would you be able to prosper without being online? Would you be able to do that? Because a lot of you being on here, this is therapeutic to you, and this is your only therapy. You know, for many therapies. But if they took this away from you, and not just YouTube, but I'm talking every social media outlet out there, would you be able to progress? Would you be able to prosper? Do you have an out? Because believe it or not, as as a people, as you know, as melanated people, as African American people, as people of color, right? We were bred that way. We were bred to find you know, especially as a man. Think about it. Maneuver, maneuver, maneuver. You're a man. You maneuver, maneuver. So how can you be able to find another route? Can you find another way? You know, and that's what I was talking about yesterday. I think Stephen Green was up in here. What I was talking about is you being able to have everybody's like, oh yeah, well we got to have a plan B or a plan C. No, you need to have all the way up until a plan Z and then some. Up, especially you as a man. For if you got everything set, you you think that you're well off or whatever, or you know you still living with your parents, or you know you mooching off your parents or whatnot. You know, and I'm not talking about the ones that's going through a a, a bad period of time. Because shout out to a lady. Her name is Miss Noel. She's on here. I've shared her videos before, but you know she hit a down where she she lost everything or whatever, and she had to end up, you know, moving back with the parents. I'm not talking about that type of situation, but I'm talking about guys that have the will, that have the know-how, that have, you know, a hustle spirit and everything, but they want to be lazy and they don't want to do anything. You know, no, we're not talking about that though, Stephen. Okay, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But I'm gonna tell you this though. Uh, I'm I'm against it. And now, however, if your life is at risk or something like that, then of course, you know, by any means necessary, you want to defend yourself. But not just off the rip and off of anger and just having that instinct to bring physical harm to any individual. That's not right, man. You really just taught to defend yourself. You know, that's why like you know when you take, you know, self defense such as you know, boxing or, you know, martial arts or something like that, you do everything you can to avoid any type of confrontation. You know, that's what you taught. But everybody thinks that, you know, going around popping trunk or going around, you know, just sneaking somebody uh, or, you know, uh, catching the fade right off the rip with somebody, you know, that shows toughness. That doesn't show toughness. And every dog got his day. But anyways, I'm not gonna go down that road. But you are taught to protect. You are taught to protect. Protecting is not because none of you have. I mean, some of you have never protected anything or protected anybody or had to protect a life or anything. So some of y'all wouldn't know the life, life experience or anything. And if they tell you, okay, yeah, well, you sound a certain way, or you uh, you're wise or something like that, or you sound a little bit older or something like that. Hey, you need to take that in very much into consideration. The reason is because you're blessed with a lot of knowledge that you can bring into somebody. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to get back to something though. Okay, look, what are you doing in your life? Is what you're doing in your life, is it productive or is it destructive? That's what you have to ask yourself. Okay, because as a man, you know right in the back of your mind whether or not, and I don't care what type of mental issue that you have. All right, now there are some people that really can't think straight or think for themselves or whatever. But there are individuals in this society that take advantage of something like that. Like if if you have a disability, but I could sit there and I could have an hour-long conversation with you. Well, you're sitting there and you're being lazy and you don't want to go find a job and you just make an excuse. Oh well, I got a disability, and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And look, I'm not judging anybody that got a disability. I'm talking about the ones that are sane and they have a disability that has something to do with something outside of their mental, right? But they can go ahead and they can claim it, just to go ahead and take advantage of the system. I'm talking about those individuals. Man, don't cheat the system, man. Don't cheat the system. Do not cheat the system because it's going to catch up with you. Part of the reason why I'm talking about this situation right here is because I am talking about Young Thug. That situation. Okay, these guys are facing a lot of time, possibly their life, in a place where everybody thinks that they can survive, but everybody really can't survive. And you had an opportunity when you chase the bag. You still have to be a leader. You said that's a very deep topic. Maybe Polo would do a live on that soon. Yeah, but nah, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that right now. We try to stay on what we talking about right here. And look, if this is something that you don't choose to talk about or whatever, hey, I can understand if you want to move around. But I'm talking about this because of what's what's going on right now in our society. But that is something that is going on, domestic violence and all that. It goes on. Abuse. But we also got to talk about women hitting men. You know, but we'll get into that. And also if you into those type of conversations, Stephen Green, more on a level where you want to get into, and not just no 2 minute conversation and then bounce, none of that stuff, but really getting in, diving in deep, and really having a conversation with individuals because have listen. I want to make this clear with something too, man. In order to really know a person, and in order to really have a broad understanding of an individual and know a person, man, conversating with somebody for 2 3 minutes, man, that's not gonna get you nowhere. Okay, always understand that, but that's what we've been conditioned in our society to think, is that we could do everything more so online, just by typing or texting, or uh, being hidden behind the screen all the time, instead of actually sitting down with that person, having a conversation, a genuine conversation with that person, whether male or female, it doesn't matter. And one of the things that, as a man, that you're supposed to do is you're supposed to build. Now, don't get me wrong. There is going to be some things that you can't help. Sometimes it's going to be people that's going to deflect. It's going to be people that going to have their little attitudes or whatnot, and they don't know how to lead their attitudes outside of a conversation. They're going to bring that into the conversation or whatever. Well, you could kind of feel their energy. You can already gauge it and everything, and what's gonna where that conversation is gonna go. But that's that's your job to make sure that that's your job to make sure that you exterminate that real quick. But to get back to Young Thug though, you're talking about Rico charge. What's up with it, Marco Hinton? I see you in the building, man. Texas always represent. One of the things that we have to understand is that we're talking about murder. We're talking about money being clean. We're talking about hit get gang violence. And it's no disrespect to any of the organizations out there, because whether you want to believe it or not, a gang is an organization. A gang was actually um, it was supposed to be good. You know what I'm saying? It was taught to be good. Gangs had good intent. Uh, However, it was the government that actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of older people that uh, they understand and they understood gang life. Because it was supposed to be set to protect your area where you were at, or protect you know the women and the children where you were from, or to protect each other, from racism, things of that nature, because a lot of people couldn't get into the Black Panther Party, so they started to form their own little gangs or whatnot, but that was taught to protect each other and stuff. But then, that's what society wanted. They wanted us to turn on each other. They wanted us to destroy each other. They wanted to see a genocide for years and years and years, and it's happening to this day. But that's a whole nother story. But we're talking about RICO charges. They're being hit with that, that charge, you know, just a whole bunch of other charges, too, that are probably going to come up and everything. When, like I said yesterday, listen, forget those people, man, that laugh at you for being a square. You understand what I mean? There are a lot of guys, as I said yesterday, that choose to fly straight now, that choose to be on a straight and narrow, but at one time in their life they weren't on a straight and narrow. You got to decide that, man. If your energy is you know, into the streets or whatever, why not go ahead and do everything you can to be legit? If your energy is into, cause terror and destroy, why not channel that energy and do something in which you can take out that frustration and that anger? That's why a lot of guys They get involved in athletics. That's why a lot of guys they get in uh, the military. That's why a lot of guys choose to do something that's going to be able to channel that, because you often talk to a lot of guys and they'll say, well, if I didn't have this sport, if I didn't have basketball, if I didn't have football or something like that, you know, I think what's it called? Dennis Rodman. He said he'd either be dead or in jail, and that's how a lot of guys feel if they didn't have hip hop, because you can't do both. Okay, I wanna make that clear too. You can't sit there and call yourself a hip hop artist, and then you want to go ahead and you want to live a life of crime. I mean, you can do it, but that you can't have your cake and eat it too. Is what I'm saying, and that applies to life too. Look, if you're doing something illegal and everything, uh, stop it right now. You know what I'm saying? But also, you also got to be prepared for what comes with it too, because you never know who was watching you. You never know who's watching you, but and you also don't know who was watching you, and you also don't know who you have hurt too as well. Okay, you have to understand that. It's very imperative that you understand that, because a lot of our people, we're not on point. Everybody want to, everybody just thinks that hustling is is pushing the zips, or moving moving the pounds or whatever, or trapping, so to speak. Everybody thinks that hustling is robbing and all this other stuff. Man, no, that's those are different forms of hustles, and those are hustles that are actually gonna come back on you. No, get legit. Listen, being a business owner, having your own business and being legit, shit. A lot of women think that's sexy as hell. But see, yeah, some of y'all got this mindset that, oh yeah, well, if some of y'all copy your G moves, y'all carbon copy your G moves or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You saw this guy do it or whatever, so you saw the fascination that guy had the females, and he had the money, and he had this, and he had that, he had the more importantly, some people just want the notoriety and the clout, so to speak. But what you have to understand is what comes with it. You can't have one without the other. And look, if you're sitting there and you're doing something illegal at the same time that you're doing something legal, it's not going to balance out. Now, what I was saying is that a lot of women, like, and I'm talking to my fellas. A lot of women, they love business owners. Even if you're legit, if you're a square business owner, they're gonna want you. They're gonna want you, even if it's a small business. Even if listen, even if you are standing on the road, on the side of the road, and you selling fruit, vegetables, and water or something like that, but it's your business or whatever. Hey, that's appealing. That's attractive. But see, no, you think that. Oh yeah, well, you know what, man? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ride out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure I got one in the chamber and everything. I'm gonna go rob somebody. I'm gonna go try to kill somebody or something like that, or I'm a trap and all this other stuff. Yeah, oh yeah, you gonna get females. Trust and believe me. Yeah, they're gonna come, but a lot of them have intent to pretty much destroy you. And don't get me wrong, you like when you're a business owner too. There's a lot of people that want to try to destroy you too, whether it's them trying to sue you, or people trying, because they'll try to sue you for anything, especially especially like if you're personal trainer, and let's say that person probably didn't like the way you did something, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, well, you know what, Polo, man, he hurt my ankle and all this other stuff, and I want to sue him because now I can't walk and I can't go to work or something like that. You got to think about it like that from that aspect. Or I might have a restaurant or something like that, and because one of the customers was real rude to them, I might have not even been there and everything. I might have just been in the back office, but because one of the workers was rude to the customers and everything, then they'll come back and they'll be like, you know what? Uh, they'll give you a bad review, or they'll be like, nah, man, I want to shut this place down because I saw roaches in the back or something like that. And then the state comes in, they try to, uh, the center. I'm sorry about that. They do an inspection of the restaurant and everything, and if everything ain't up to par, then they could go ahead and they could shut you down. The health department said my brother and I are talking about opening up a cabinet business. Well, don't talk about it, do it. And if you're into that type of conversation too, Stephen, go to the Ebony Star Network. I want you to go there and holler at my boy Max, and Queen Dame over there, and Charlene. They'll tell you right off the rip. Look, don't talk about it, do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about it, do it. That's the best thing I could tell you. When I got people around me, I'm gonna tell them, don't talk about it, do it. And people, because when you try to throw an idea out there, or you try to throw some sort of plan out there, you got a lot of people in the back of their mind. You know what, man? I'm finna destroy him, or I'm finna destroy him, and I don't even say anything. Just do it. Now there's nothing wrong with promoting, you know, but no, 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 no. It's a channel. It's a channel, man, called the Ebony Star Network. I've shared their videos before. You could go on the community post and go look at them. But anyways, man, that's if you go on the community post. A lot of you don't go on the community post. But it's on the community post, Stephen. Just look it up, and it's not that hard to find it on YouTube either. But anyways, uh, like I was saying, man, you have to get to a point where, especially as a man, and more importantly as a black man, you have to your first intent is to protect off the rip. If you can't do anything else, you have to be able to protect. Of course, you want to be able to protect yourself, and you have to protect your others. What's up with it, Matt? I see you in the building too. You have to be able to protect yourself. And then on top of that, providing. Some of y'all don't know how to provide. Some of y'all don't know how to provide for yourself. Some of y'all do not know how to provide for yourself, yet alone try to provide for a family, or provide for others. You are the gatekeeper, which means that anything that's coming in, you should know about. That's just natural. That's just off the rip. And more importantly, man, y'all got to know how to prosper, man. If you're not in the progress of prosperity, man, GTFOH, plain and simple. If you're not about progress and prosperity, you want to stay the same. If you at the same place that you was 5 years ago, man, you might as well just stop working, and just sleep your life away. because that's not as a man, that's not what we were bred to do. That's not what our gene is supposed to do. Our gene is not supposed to be followers. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to make something happen. We're supposed to be creative. Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment. Make sure you like the video, share, subscribe, hit the notification. Till then, man, I'll get at you later.